Happy almost Friday, episode 4. Episode 4? Episode 4. Yes, episode 4. This is very exciting. Welcome to my weekly Rants and Raves, where I talk about what songs I've been listening to throughout the week, what songs I love and what songs that I hate. And I have 2 good ones for you today. So let's just jump right into it. If you don't live under a rock, you will have caught a couple of Apple advertisements on TV, basically just showcasing just their iPhone 6's very short commercials, and every commercial displays the, videography, cinematography ability of the iPhone, which is actually very impressive. And there's a snippet of a song in each variant of the advertisement, and one just caught my attention, a little hip-hop song from a British artist that I'd never heard of before by the name of Loyal Carner. So I decided to just look him up, and I got some information on him, and I absolutely love this song. The song is called Florence. It is just one of the coolest hip-hop jams that I've ever seen, ever heard. Smooth as butter. It's like just sitting back listening to quiet, soft jazz, at a nightclub. The smoothest, just nicest feeling that I've felt in hip hop for in a pretty long time, I would say. And I was actually really impressed just when I heard this song because it was so stripped down and so basic. In my last video, the one thing that I talked about when I was talking about Coldplay, the thing that I love about them so much and about music in general is just the melody of a song. That matters to me so much more than the rhythm section, than the percussion, and the beats that actually drive a song, even a rap song. Melody is so important to me, and when a certain artist can capture that, and capture it well, because there are poor ways to execute that, man, it captivates me heart and soul. And this song, Florence, wow, incredibly basic. It's like listening to, it's like humility personified. It's strange. You take away all the lyrics and you just listen to this piano-driven song. That's all it is. Piano, very crisp hip-hop snare, and your basic kick, and that's it. It's hard to explain how the song just makes me feel. Hip-hop is supposed to be really feel-good music. This song just makes you feel good, even if you don't have any idea what he's saying, which you may not, because the guy, as a British artist, has a heavy British accent when he raps. And there's a lot of rappers and a lot of singers who are able to kind of hide that accent when they rhyme, and he doesn't. It's almost like he's using it to his advantage to differentiate himself from how everybody else sounds. Executed beautifully, especially in this era of hip-hop copycats. I mean, it's always been cats who bite someone else's style, but now it's an acceptable trend to do that. It has been for about probably the past 10 years now, since Soulja Boy blew up, and everybody wanted to be him, and then everyone else wanted to be the guys who wanted to be Soulja Boy, and so on and so forth. And so it is just so nice to hear this guy's voice, even if he can't exactly capture what he's saying, just because on top of the melody, the instrumental, he just sounds so miraculously different. Speaking of the lyrical content of the song, what he actually is, or who he's actually talking about, because you don't really know. I think he's talking about his younger sister. When me and my wife were watching it together, we thought he might have been talking about his daughter. If you just kind of glance at the lyrics or sort of listen, you might think it's an ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, someone like that, someone he cares about. But when I actually read the lyrics, it sounded like he was talking about someone very young. The music video just shows him in a kitchen cooking, and the lyrics go along the lines of he's cooking something for someone that he loves and cares about. Listening to the lyrics a little more closely, it sounds like he's talking about his baby sister. And just putting it all together, again, it's just this astronomical thing that makes me fall in love with the song, because it's not something that you hear. You know what I'm saying? So much of hip-hop is about relationship and family and breakup and getting back together and squads and the people from your hood and the people you love and you care about. But you don't get songs like this. You don't get songs about siblings. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West is different in of itself within his first 3 albums simply because he openly talked about how much he loved his mother before she died, which happened in between his 3rd and 4th album. And you could hear a very sharp redirection of his music after his mother died. And so listening to the song Florence, it's really interesting to see how much and in what ways lyrically he's able to establish this foundation of love that he has for his younger sister, if indeed that's what he's talking about. And it all just comes together in a very beautiful way. I believe an artist by the name of Kwes, Kwes, sings the chorus, and it's just wonderful. It's exactly the kind of refreshment that hip hop needs. Loyal Carter. And the song's name is Florence. So that's my rave. Please check the song out. I wasn't disappointed. I highly doubt you're going to be disappointed. The song is smooth. The song is smooth, so check it out. Let's talk about my rant. This pains me to say because this should have been probably one of the more riveting songs for me personally. It's just not. It's Fall Out Boy featuring Missy Elliott. Ghostbusters. I'm not afraid. See, here's the thing. It's two primary things first. First of all, I am one of the most die-hard Ghostbusters fans out there. Books, video games, movies, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, did I say video games already? Underwear, boxers, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, keychains, soundtracks to 1 and 2, the real Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters, the novels based off the films. Oh my gosh, man. Like, Ghostbusters is my favorite film of all time. I love Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters 2. Heck, I love the new Ghostbusters movie that came out this year that everyone was so sure it was just gonna suck. It was exactly as I predicted. Wasn't as good as the first film, but it wasn't the tragedy that everyone thought it would be. It worked just fine. From a personal standpoint, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know what I didn't thoroughly enjoy? That Fall Out Boy song. And that's really disappointing to me because, and here's reason number 2, Fall Out Boy is my 3rd favorite band behind Coldplay and Linkin Park. I do give it some grace. It's not the worst song in the world. I mean, you have to think since 1984 how many covers there have been of Ghostbusters, or how many different songs out there called Ghostbusters, or even hip-hop songs sampling Ghostbusters. Think about the Hoobastank version, which was just like, why? Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack, which had a lot of new jack swing, which had a lot of hip-hop on it. Run DMC had a song on there called Ghostbusters, where they basically just took the main melody of Ghostbusters, sung by Ray Parker Jr. from 1984, sped it up a little bit, you know, and just did their, you know, really East Coast late 80s flow over it, which is hilariously cheesy. And that Ghostbusters song by Run DMC, it was okay because it was mostly its own thing. The thing that I don't like about this new song, Ghostbusters by Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott, is basically it's just a remake of the Ray Parker Jr. song. It feels extremely uninspired. That's a problem because Patrick Stump, the lead singer of Fall Out Boy, is one of the most, pay attention, one of the most soulful musicians, one of the most soulful singers in music today. People miss it. They miss it because they don't pay attention. But Patrick Stump, the level of soul and versatility that he displays, astronomical, insane. It's disgusting. When you have someone that soulful on a joint and he just comes out with something super uninspired, mind you, it is a cover. You can't do a whole lot with it. Sort of like the 2016 Ghostbusters. It's like it is a remake. Therefore, you automatically know it's going to be limited in a multitude of capacities simply because it is a remake. Fine, but the song just sucks, man. It just misses all the points. It almost seems to miss the point of the song Ghostbusters. I would have much rather have had Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott collaborate to come up with a brand new song for the album. And it sounds stupid, it sounds poor, it sounds bad. No one sounds like they're having fun on that song. Even when Missy Elliott hops on and does her little cheeseball rap. Ugh, not Missy Elliott. She's a vet in the game. Okay, and you're out here making her look silly. I have to also keep in mind though that the film, just like the franchise, is heavily marketed towards kids. Now, the new Ghostbusters film isn't as marketed towards kids as Ghostbusters 2 was, but it wasn't as marketed towards adults as the first Ghostbusters was. So it's kind of in this odd middle ground where it kind of touches bases on multiple generations. And so the soundtrack kind of emphasized that as well, I feel personally. Kids aren't going to mind the Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott collaboration. They're not going to mind the new song. They're just going to be like, oh, hey, this is a cool, fun, poppy, upbeat, rockin' version of, of Ray Parker Jr.'s version from the same guy who did the one song from Big Hero 6. Kids are going to love that. They're going to eat that right up. Then there's me, die-hard Ghostbusters fan since I was 8, who's been a hardcore Fall Out Boy fan for a really long time. And I just gotta say, I'm just disappointed. The lyrics are uninspired. And I'm not just talking about Patrick Stump just singing Ray Parker Jr.'s lyrics from the 1984 version. I'm just saying even the versions, even the words that he added, are just like, just saying I'm not afraid instead of saying I'm afraid of no ghosts. You might as well just do the whole thing, bro. Like, what are you doing? If you're gonna switch it up, switch it up. He doesn't do anything. He just omits words. I'm not afraid of that. Oh yeah, I'm afraid to listen to that song one more time because I don't know what I'm gonna do to myself. I think it doesn't do the new film any justice. The film would have been much better without it, even though it's just a snippet of it in the film. I hate to see the periphery of a good movie settle for mediocrity because it makes the movie look bad. It's not a good track. It's not a terrible track, but it's definitely worth ranting about. Not good, guys. I'm sorry. Or am I? That's what I got for week 4. Man, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. FrozenRay.com. I love you guys. I hope to see you with episode 5. Can't believe it that this marks my month. Next week we'll have marked a month of doing this. Isn't that weird? Already? Like, you've already wasted a whole month watching these? That's crazy, right? Well, I appreciate you and I thank you. You are my street team. You are the core of my fan base. You are my fan base. I'm just so grateful for you. So thank you. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you next Friday. Alright? It's Frozen Ray out.